One of the biggest bands in the world are back with a highly anticipated record that sees the band take a sharp left turn to a brand new sound, absent of guitars and songwriting quality. The last time we heard from the Arctic Monkeys was 2013's AM, but today we're here to talk about their 6th studio record titled Alex Turner's Self-Indulgent Hotel and Casino. Shit. Fuck. Wrong title. Sorry. It's actually meant to be Tranquility Base Hotel Casino. Sorry about that. This is not the record I was hoping for or expecting. I've always had a love for the Arctic Monkeys because their music has always had ambition and has always sounded genuine. Recently, the band, especially Alex Turner, have taken on persona that I'm not really a big fan of, that being one of arrogance. And this record kind of encompasses that new persona. It's very self-indulgent and not in a particularly enjoyable way. Really, the record just sounds like Alex Turner trying to be the best vocalist in the world over 11 tracks that all sound the same. And for a record that goes for 40 minutes, this really drags. This record sounds like the band are attempting to make a Tame Impala record that was made in the 60s. And a lot of people will say, that sounds amazing. Trust me, it doesn't. Honestly, it's no wonder the band didn't release any music before this record was released. I feel like they decided, there's a big step down in quality here, we're just gonna release the record all at one time, not release anything from it, therefore people will just go out and buy it because it's the Arctic Monkeys, and that's probably what's gonna happen. And believe me, I know there are a lot of people out there that are gonna say that this record is an artistic masterpiece. I can hear it now, oh, but the album's minimalistic quality makes it such a masterpiece, they're the new Beatles. No! Just no. This record is going to be incredibly successful. I can see it already, and it angers me so much because if this was any other record by any other band not named the Arctic Monkeys, it wouldn't be given a second glance. But the Arctic Monkeys have put it out, so therefore it's great and it'll be a great success. Before this record's released, the band also announced that this wasn't going to be a guitar-centric record, and yeah, they were definitely telling the truth. There is next to no guitar playing for the majority of this record. Alex Turner spends most of his time behind the keys, sounding like he's doing a 4-bar loop and then just spreading that out over a 4 or 5 minute song. And for those hoping that the band would continue to progress from the sound that they'd established over the years through countless quality records, I'm sorry to say you're going to be very disappointed. Not only is this a bad follow-up to AM, but as a piece of art, it's really a flop. I've always believed that an artist should be free to create whatever music they believe in and whatever is driving them at that moment in time. And if that's the case with Tranquility Based Hotel and Casino, then kudos to the band. It doesn't sound like a band effort, but if it is, good on them. But this isn't an Arctic Monkeys record. Honestly, I listen to this record and I think this is what side projects are for. The Arctic Monkeys have spent their whole career solidifying a sound. Of course, they've stepped outside the box and experimented with that sound, but they've always had that one core sound, and this just isn't an Arctic Monkeys record. It doesn't sound like one at all. If anything, this is an Alex Turner solo record. And it just sounds like he's using the Arctic Monkeys name to sell more copies of it and be able to play these songs in arenas. I cannot imagine these songs being played headlining a festival, in an arena, in a stadium. I can't even imagine these songs sounding big in a club. Oh, and the band have actually come out and said that they suggested to Alex that he release this as a solo record, and he was uninterested. Just listen to this record and imagine any of these songs being played next to some of the songs from the Arctic Monkeys back catalogue. For those who find themselves needing to pee in the middle of a concert but they don't want to miss anything, don't worry. The Arctic Monkeys have given you a lot of pee breaks for their upcoming tour. I don't mean to pick on Alex Turner so much in this review. No, it's a lie, I definitely do. His vocal performance is atrocious on this record. His voice is very suited to a particular vocal style, and it's not the one that is displayed on this record. He doesn't have the voice of a great jazz singer, but on this record, he seems to think that he does. His falsetto is atrocious, and his placement of syllables is very awkward, and while that may work in a style that is a bit more frantic like it has been in the past, it definitely doesn't work with this style. This record isn't all awful. I will say that bassist Nick O'Malley finds a lot of space to play with here, and he takes full advantage of that, filling up those spaces with some tasty bass licks that really elevate a lot of sections. He is definitely the MVP of this record, and while that may not be saying much, he's definitely the most enjoyable part of this record. There isn't really a whole lot left to say. This record is incredibly disappointing. I had such high expectations when I pressed play because of what I've become accustomed to with this band, but on this record, the band have taken a steep dive in sound and in songwriting quality. Let's hope we don't have to wait the same amount of time for the next record. Maybe after the band tour these songs, they'll realise where they belong. and that's in the trash. And that's all I've got for you guys. Make sure you follow all my socials in the description and hit me up with all the hate comments in the comment section, because I know they're going to be there, and I'll see you guys next time.